Hello once again, guys, and today I'll be reading some creepypastas. For those who don't know, creepypastas are just internet horror stories. Not horror stories about the internet, but horror stories that you can find on the internet. Some are really good and scary, but others just fail miserably, and those are the ones I'll be reading today. So stick around and hope you like it. There was one time a guy was a murderer. He thought to kill lots of guys, so he did. One day the man tried to kill a guy, but it wasn't a guy. It was really a monster. So the man went home and was sad for his murder. He said never kill more guys, so he didn't, except one guy. It was his girlfriend, who was not known about his crimes, and then she was dead, so he had blood on his scarf. If you ever see a murder guy, run, or he might get you. I was 9 years old back then, and my dad always took me to McDonald's every Friday. The year was 2003, if I am not mistaken, because everything really retro then. See, he liked to take me to McDonald's because it was my favorite place in the world, or so I thought. As we were riding there, he asked me, "Megan?" My dad looked very nervous. "Do you remember what happened back in 1999?" I stopped and looked down and up from my seat and said, "No." My dad then got excited and just said, "Never mind." When we got to the McDonald's, I jumped out the back seat and said, "We're here," as Dad parked the car. When I got inside, I ordered the same thing as always: chicken nuggets, barbecue sauce, French fries, a Coke, a McFlurry. My dad always got the same thing also, but not the same thing as me. This sentence doesn't make any sense. He ordered a McDouble with a large free and a Dr. Pepper. When we sat outside, I would feed the birds some of my French fries and say to Dad, "Look, Dad, I the bird took the fry and flew away." Because I was a little girl then. I am a lot older now, and I should have known something bad was going to happen. I usually got excited about these kind of things, but Dad didn't think it was funny and asked me, very bored, "Hey, are you going to finish your food?" I got really sad then because I didn't like it when Dad was upset at me over these types of things, and I just looked down at my feet and very disappointed tone said, I'm sorry." He shrugged carefully and then said, "It's okay." "Is it really?" "Yes." "Good." "Are you going to play in the McDonald's playground?" I smiled. "Yes." So I jumped up and made my way into the opening of the playground and jumped in the ball area. Suddenly, I remembered this DVD I had watched before Dad had picked me up from school, in Mrs. Atkins' class. When everyone went to lunch, I skipped and put this movie in. So I thought it was a movie. When I put the disc in, this little girl came on the TV and had said, "You have to help me." I didn't really think nothing about it first, because it was just some old DVD. But then I remembered something. The little girl had said, "I am always with you." Suddenly, the teacher came in and gasped. She stopped the DVD and asked why I wasn't at lunch. And I told the teacher, "Because I'm not hungry." I remembered this just now while I was playing in bowls, and as I swam through the colorful little round bowls, I felt something in my hand. It was hair, long, black, sinkly hair, and from the middle of the bowls appeared this little girl's face. I jumped and started to scream, but she pulled me down into the pit. I then woke up and saw that I was in a white room, and there was this camera facing me. On an intercom, a man would ask, "Jody? Jody, are you there?" "My name isn't Joby." "Yeah, of course not. He asked for Jody, not Joby." I told this voice thinking I was in a dream, but I wasn't. I began to frantically beat the walls and scream for my dad. "You're safe here with us, Jody," the man had said again. I suddenly realized his voice. "Daddy?" The voice was my father's, and he said, "Jody, you were sleeping. Are you okay?" It turns out that my name was actually Jody Lee Christiana Morgan, and not Megan. Megan was my sister, who died back in 1999, and I went crazy. I was never in school, or did I go to McDonald's, but I was in a mental hospital. My dad was my doctor, and he said, "It's okay, Jody." So that's my story. One minute I thought it was someone else, but then I wasn't. But don't worry, I'll always be happy in my mind in the McDonald's play place, laughing with my daddy, feeding the birds, and playing with myself. Hi, I'm Jamie Brooks. I've recently created something I'm not proud of. One day, I was talking with my friends, Alex and Matt, while I was making a picture in my Adobe Photoshop CS6. It was supposed to be a picture of me in a skeleton mask. When I got finished, I went to Save As and typed in apocalypse.denied and saved it as a JPEG file to my desktop. When I went to look for it, it was a .denied file, and when I opened it, it wouldn't let me. I sent it to a hacker friend of mine named James. When he opened it up, it was a bunch of code. He decoded the file, and what he saw shocked him. It was a picture of Death himself. My friend died later that day of unknown causes. I'd say it was because of that picture. Now I am forced to have that picture on my computer. I couldn't help but feel bad for my friend. I opened the picture, and, sure as I was, it was a picture of Death himself. Later that night, I slept horribly. I had terrible nightmares. In my dreams was Death telling me I was going to die if I didn't show the picture to everyone. I know this sounds crazy, but it's true. I told Death, no, and now I'm typing this into my blog and just waiting for Death to take me too. And I swear, before I die, I'm burning my computer. I just hope Death doesn't send this file to anyone, and I hope you never have to see this accursed file in your life. Please, let God be with you.